Gol D Roger is a villain. Gol Roger, aka Gol D Roger, the greatest pirate of all time. He is the pirate king. It's undisputed. I think we all agree that the strongest character that we all really assume right now is Gol D Roger, and it's most likely that he is the strongest character, and he is the man that traveled the whole Grand Line. He started a new era in One Piece. Without Gol D Roger, there's no Monkey D. Luffy, and Monkey D. Luffy is trying to become like Gol D Roger. And honestly, when Luffy does become the Pirate King, I believe he has to become stronger and a better Pirate King than Gol D Roger, the original Pirate King. And we know the story of One Piece. If you go read the first chapter of One Piece, the first page, you see Gol D Roger. The first episodes of Gol D Roger. He is the cornerstone to One Piece. He's the beginning of it. So we also know that he's one of the most important characters that doesn't really get mentioned a lot. There's a few moments where he gets mentioned, and you have to remember that's how rare it is. And I feel like I had to make a video on his actual character because I've been noticing some spooky things about Gol D Roger. He's not seeming like a really great guy. Now, there was a filler. Yes, I know people don't like me when I talk about filler, but when it comes to filler, I just like to just bring it out there, just show it out there, and then move on. But I want to talk about the Logtown filler. And a lot of people actually like Logtown with the filler better than the manga. I've seen a lot of people say this to me. They're like, the filler of Logtown is pretty cool because of Gol D Roger. Yes, there was a Gol D Roger filler in which there's a guy in the bar, Luffy comes in, and he's telling Luffy stories about how Gol D Roger killed this giant, a guy named Silver, a bunch of filler characters of which Gol D Roger killed. And I was just thinking about this filler. Luffy doesn't really kill characters. We know how Oda feels about killing characters. The fact that Oda made Gol D Roger a pirate that just killed all these characters, it already showed that Gol D Roger was willing to go to the next level, and it made me very interested. We also know that Logtown was also the place of his execution, and he handed himself in, so he was ready to die. I'm not too sure. I know the reason was he had the incurable disease, and we also know when he was about to die, he smiled and he told everyone about the One Piece. And I'll be honest, the execution kind of reminiscent to what Luffy did in Logtown when Buggy was trying to execute him. But I do want to say this: very spooky character. I think one of the most biggest moments in which I questioned Gol D Roger's character and how good he really was, because I always just seen Gol D Roger as a good character. He was shown in the beginning of One Piece. He's what Luffy ever wanted to be. I just saw him as a good guy, but ever since I see some moments just like this one over here where he killed all of Squardo's crew, and Squardo, yes, he was a pirate. I don't know why he killed all Squardo's crew. We definitely know that pirates fight each other all the time. Luffy fights a lot of other pirates. He defeats them. He doesn't really kill them, but he killed not just a character in Squardo's crew, the whole entire crew. And this definitely impacted the Marineford War. Squardo was so devastated to hear that Ace was Gol D Roger's son, he pretty much turned his back on Whitebeard, and Akainu outsmarted him with some trickery. So it just made you think, whoa, that's crazy. And Whitebeard was telling Squardo, yo, does the son have to really bear the father's sin? And that's a very interesting statement, because Whitebeard's pretty much saying, yes, Gol D Roger was a terrible dude at that, what he did to you, but Ace is not that person. So it was a very interesting moment, and it just showcased like, wow, Gol D Roger was a savage. I think we all can agree that Gol D Roger was a savage. We also get mentioned this by the man known as Krokodil, one of the first One Piece villains. I personally feel like he's the most serious first One Piece villain. Like, there was a bunch of villains like Don Krieg and Arlong, but when we reached Krokodil, that's when we know that stuff was about to go down. He was definitely devastating. And it's funny because in prison in Impel Down, he's actually mentioning a lot of pirates have lost to Whitebeard and Gol D Roger, and they hate losing to him. And you saw the anger every single pirate in level 6 had. They were so pissed off. They wanted to go and fight Whitebeard, and they wish they could fight Gol D Roger too, but he's actually dead. So it just showcases how many people have interacted Gol D Roger and how many have had a negative interaction with the Pirate King. A very cool quote, but very interesting quote, was by Monkey D. Garp. Yes, this is Monkey D. Garp. We all know Monkey D. Garp and Gol D Roger's relationship. Well, what he said about Roger was, if you insulted his crew, he would go and fight you for the most littlest thing. Like you said, a little bit of an insult, he would fight you and go ham. That's how much he cared for his crew, and it was kind of crazy, but because Roger, what Garp said about Roger was he was violent. He was a violent person. He was selfish and short-tempered, but all of his actions were pure like an innocent child, pure and straight like an innocent child. So first of all, he's saying that Gol D Roger is a violent character, short-tempered, selfish, but his actions were pure like an innocent child. From what I'm taking from this, it means that Gol D Roger would do some savage things, but in his heart, he's not trying to do evil things. That's what I took from what Garp was saying, but you can take it how you want it. And we know that Garp and Roger have a crazy past. Roger was almost taken away, captured by Garp multiple times. Garp almost cornered him multiple times. There was a panel which is said that Garp and Roger almost killed each other multiple times, but that was just a mistranslation. It really was Garp and Roger went at it multiple times and fought multiple times. So I definitely feel like Garp, out of all characters, he should know who Gol D Roger is as a person. So that statement I had to take to great lengths. And Garp was a great Marine, yo. He's known as Garp the hero, yo. And we've seen Garp is a good guy. There's moments where he takes an L and he messes up, but like you've seen, like remember when Ace died, Garp was so angry, he wanted to kill Akainu. And I think one of the most coolest part, or one of the most interesting parts, was Garp's conversation with Gol D Roger in the prison. And Gol D Roger's like, yo, Garp, please take care of my child. And Garp was like, what? And Gol D Roger's like, the child does not have to have the same criminal ties as me, as a father. And from pretty much what he's saying is, yes, I've done some bad things, but this child is innocent and he hasn't done the things that I have done. It's kind of like Gol D Roger admitting that he is kind of done some crazy stuff. So Garp, yeah, Garp said I'm not going to take care of the kid, but we all know that Garp later on took care of the kid, known as Porcus the Ace, or Gol the Ace. Another very interesting interaction is Whitebeard and Roger. We know that Whitebeard and Roger were rivals. Whitebeard was said to be the only man equal to Roger. And let's be honest here, they had their whole conversation. But before that, when Shanks went up on Whitebeard's ship, Whitebeard's like, my scar aches whenever I see your face. And Whitebeard was talking about Gol D Roger, who gave him a scar. Now, that just shows, because we all know that Gol D Roger and Whitebeard fought multiple times. They went at it, and they respected each other. But still, he was when I saw Roger was kind of friendly with Whitebeard. He was telling him, you want to know what Raftel is? You want to know what the Will of D is? He actually told him what the Will of D is. But from one moment that Whitebeard is kind of scar is aching to another moment where him and Roger are friendly, it just makes me think they had to fight for many reasons. I don't think they were fighting just to flex, yo. They're fighting for many reasons, definitely trying to get to past the Grand Line. But I think we know Whitebeard really didn't care about going to the Raftel and everything like that, so they had to fight for crazy reasons. I personally feel like the reason why Roger is fighting might have been the same reason why Kaido wants to fight Whitebeard, just for the rush of it, you know. Shiki is one of the most interesting characters. When we look at the top three pirates, we kind of see Roger, Whitebeard, and Shiki as the top three. Roger and Whitebeard seem kind of like the good guys, and Shiki seems like the guy who was savage, evil, was not really that good. But thinking about it, Shiki really wanted to work together with Roger. He didn't want to work together with Whitebeard. If you think about it, Whitebeard was the same strength as Roger, but he never went to Whitebeard and said, yo, come work with me. And we also see that he respected Roger to the point of him getting so angry that Roger was gonna die to weak fodder Marines. Yeah, definitely Shiki has seen a different side to Roger that a lot of characters probably have seen that side. And I definitely feel like Roger is hiding something that we haven't seen that's going to be revealed to us in the future. Porcus the Ace as a kid would go up to regular adults in his neighborhood and ask, what do you think about Gol D Roger? Just to see how his father was. And they would keep on saying terrible things about Gol D Roger. They're saying that he was such a bad guy, and if he had a son, they would kill him right now. A lot of people had some very bad feelings to Roger, and it was kind of the popular feeling of a lot of people in the world did not like Roger. They seen him in a bad light, and I feel like, why, if he's such a pure person, he's such a great person, why is so much people see you as an evil person? When Ace revealed to Whitebeard that his father was Gol D Roger, Ace pretty much was kind of like, okay, what's he gonna say? You know, he knows Ace knew that Whitebeard and Roger went at it multiple times, and Whitebeard's like, you and Roger are not really alike. that's something that really made me think, because we know Ace and Roger have the same personality, of which they do not run away from battles. This has been stated many times by many characters. Even Shanks said it. So, and Shanks was on the Pirate King crew. And Whitebeard is like, your personality is not really like Roger. So it just showcased that, okay, Ace might have shared one quality of Roger, but definitely there's other qualities of Roger that Ace did not share. And I wonder what those qualities were. We also get a little bit of information that Roger single-handedly would defeat whole armies of countries. Not just one country, multiple countries. He would go and fight the whole army and go at them. Now, why is he fighting these whole countries? Were the government bad? Or it's kind of crazy because he's fighting a lot of countries, not just one country. He would go fight one country of a whole army of one country, then another whole army of one country. Crazy stuff. I wonder why. What was the whole story to that? And then we have Roger and Rayleigh, the connection. When Roger first sees Rayleigh, Rayleigh's house was burned down and he stole a ship. Just showcasing one bad quality of Rayleigh. He stole a ship. Stealing is bad. And we also know Rayleigh loved Roger. He called him a magnificent man. Now Rayleigh, from what I've seen, he's a good guy. He chained Luffy at Sabaody. He was kind of cool. He didn't really show any evil in him. And he had that one moment where he stole the auctioneer's money, but that was kind of good because the auctioneer was trying to get a slave, so he kind of deserved his money being stolen. And Rayleigh was chilling with females all day in Sabaody, so there's another aspect to him. But he is known. Let's not forget that Rayleigh is known as the Dark King. He's not known as the Light King. He's known as the Dark King. Why was he known as the Dark King? What dark things did he do to be known as the King of Dark, the Dark King? Yeah, that even makes me question how Rayleigh was in his prime and what's the savage things that he has done. Now, from this video, you see that I'm kind of questioning Roger's character and who he was. And Gonfall, yes, Gonfall is a character in Skypiea who actually loved Roger and said some great things about Roger and said that Roger left him with great memories. So not all the characters did not like or have moments where they seen Roger in a bad light and a good light. Gonfall kind of loved Roger, so there's one character. And we also have Tom. Yes, I gotta say, you gotta do with the Don, yo. Tom was, I think, one of the funniest characters, one of the greatest characters, flashback characters. Water 7 was amazing, his flashback with Frankie. But Tom respected Roger to build the Oro Jackson. And that's just crazy because you have to gain a lot of respect to get Tom to build a ship for you. And that led to his death. Yes, that led to his death. Why would someone be sentenced to death just because he should build a ship for Gol D Roger? Like, that doesn't even make, like, that's crazy. He wasn't even part of Gol D Roger's crew. Gol D Roger was that great of a threat to the world government in which they actually killed the person that was a part of just building a ship for him. Shanks and Buggy. One was good, one was evil. And you're probably asking, why am I saying Buggy was evil? We know Shanks has some good qualities. He never really shown any evil qualities. That's why I said Shanks was a good character. And Buggy, the reason why I said he was evil, because if you did not know this, in the actual manga, Buggy actually kills one of his own crew members. He's very sinister. He's not really shown in any good light. He's pretty much pure evil. He even tried to kill Luffy. Think about that. Buggy tried to kill Luffy. Now, I definitely feel like he's changed over the time. I think that Empo Down situation really humbled him. He's turned to an alright character. I do think he still has some of a bad side to him. He's more of a comedic character. But yes, I personally feel like Buggy did some villainous things, and they're both a part of the Gol D Roger's crew, both of them sharing opposite personalities. And then we also have the execution that we saw in episode 0, chapter 0. I think you guys should watch and read that. It's very intriguing. A lot of Gol D Roger stuff. And Krokodil, Doflamingo, Moria were all present at the execution, pretty much saying like these guys are inspired by Gol D Roger. And we also had Mihawk and Dragon present at the execution. These guys were also probably inspired by Gol D Roger. Now these guys have different personalities. We know Krokodil, Dofi, and Moria, they're more of the bad villainous side. Mihawk and Dragon seem to be more on the good side. This is just my thoughts on the whole subject, but I could be wrong. This is just an opinion. Like I said, all these is just opinion, just how I see things. So you're probably thinking, Mac, you're saying all these points, but where are you going with this whole point that you've been talking about, rambling on this whole video? Well, here's my point. I think Gol D Roger was a good guy. And the reason why I think Gol D Roger was a good guy, it was because the statement that Garp said. Everything he did was pure. It was straight, like an innocent child. And we know innocent children are really not bad. At their heart, they're innocent. So I see Gol D Roger as a good guy to the heart of him. Everything he wanted to do was good to his heart. I think many times he would do terrible and bad deeds out of recklessness, out of savageness, out of violentness. And I think sometimes he maybe would regret his deeds, but the world would see these deeds and say, wow, what a reckless person, what an evil person. And that's why he was seen to the whole world as a villainous character. And I gotta say this right now, a lot of people did not like Gol D Roger. A lot of people did, not a lot, but people liked Gol D Roger. So my whole thoughts on the subject at hand is Gol D Roger is a good guy at heart who did crazy and terrible things. So he would kill a whole crew. So we definitely know that he has a savage side to him, and he was short-tempered. So I think when Gol D Roger was angry, everything would be gone. And we know even as humans right now, I'm not even talking about One Piece right now, as humans, when we get angry, that's when we do a lot of reckless things. So I'm gonna try to warn you guys, please, whenever you're just in day-to-day life, control your anger, because I personally believe that Gol D Roger sometimes couldn't control his anger and would just go ham. So his anger will make him do the terrible and bad deeds, while him as a character was still a good person. So just my thoughts on the subject. I know I'm gonna get a lot of dislikes because Gol D Roger saying a villain. They're gonna say, yo, this is a terrible theory, man. What are you doing, Mac? I'm telling you right now, yo, it's One Piece, yo. This series has been going on for 20 years. I gotta make multiple videos, talk about multiple things, and I gotta look at every single thing. So like and share if you enjoy, like and share only if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more One Piece content. I'm the Legend Mac, and I'm gone.